Released in 1999, Metal Slug X is best described as an enhanced version of Metal Slug 2, rather than a unique game. It builds upon the already frantic run-and-gun formula that the series popularized, while addressing the abysmal slowdown that made the original Metal Slug 2 release nigh unplayable at times. At its core, Metal Slug X delivers the same explosive and fast-paced experience that Metal Slug 2 did, except that that pace actually stays as fast as intended. You pick one of 4 soldiers, shoot your way through 6 missions crawling with enemies, rescue old homeless men, and pilot combat vehicles like tanks and planes. This may be the same bones as Metal Slug 2, but pretty much every aspect of the game is improved over the original release in some way. I'm not going to say that there's no reason to play Metal Slug 2 if you have access to Metal Slug X, but it's probably not worth playing both versions unless, like me, you're just a die-hard Metal Slug fan. Metal Slug 2's most infamous issue was severe slowdown whenever the screen got crowded. This performance disaster is rooted in the fact that Metal Slug 2 pushed the limits of what the Neo Geo hardware could do, while also not being given the dedicated optimization work that it really needed. Metal Slug X directly confronts this by using the same internal framework that Metal Slug 3 would use a year later, which greatly reduces slowdown and generally makes the gameplay a lot smoother and more responsive. While occasional slowdown does still occur during particularly hectic sequences, the difference is night and day, and it dramatically improves the game's playability. The result is a Metal Slug experience that feels tighter and more polished than the 2 entries before. Enemies rain down in greater numbers without sacrificing much animation fluidity, fitting the intensity for which Metal Slug is so well known. Metal Slug X is pretty much just an enhanced re-release of Metal Slug 2, but with that said, there are some key differences. Obviously, Metal Slug 2's slowdown issues have largely been resolved in Metal Slug X, but the differences extend beyond just fixing Metal Slug 2's Achilles heel. Visually, a dusk lighting setting has been added in to give some of the stages a more dynamic feel to the time, rather than just having it be day or night. There are also some new destruction animations to go along with that. In terms of audio, some new sound effects have been added in. For example, Fio has her own death sound now, instead of just reusing Ares' sound as she did in Metal Slug 2, and the announcer's lines have been re-recorded. Couple that with the remixed soundtrack that the game sports, and the overall sound design feels pretty fresh, despite largely just being Metal Slug 2 but smoother. As for gameplay changes, these are pretty minimal. Some enemy and vehicle placements have changed, what power-up you get when has been changed, as well as adding several new power-ups that didn't appear at all in Metal Slug 2, and there are more POWs and items than in the original release. What Metal Slug X ultimately delivers is the definitive way to experience Metal Slug 2. It takes what made Metal Slug 2 great to start with and fixes the major flaws that held it back, as well as making some minor but welcome enhancements and additions. The increased enemy counts, new weapons, more varied stage lighting, and significantly smoother performance combine to make Metal Slug X feel simultaneously both familiar and fresh. It retains the core gameplay and story of Metal Slug 2, but it does so with much more polish. Even over a quarter century after its release, the Neo Geo MVS version of Metal Slug X stands as an exemplar of 2D run-and-gun excellence. Metal Slug X isn't just a remix, it's a rebirth that showcases what Metal Slug 2 could have been at launch had it been given a little more TLC in the QA department, and it remains one of the best entries in the series. My rating for Metal Slug 2 on Neo Geo MVS, Neo Geo AES, Neo Geo CD, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation Portable, PlayStation Vita, Wii, Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Switch, Android, iOS, and Windows is an S.